Hello tribe, welcome back to my channel. So today we're doing quick messages from your own future self, and I have done this reading before and I got inspired suddenly after the private reading that I've done and how that impacted the person, and I was so happy. Shout out to you, you know who you are, and why not? Let's see what your future self has to tell you. Now, you can pick from the thumbnail that I've uploaded, or you can pick from the piles, or you can choose both and see if you needed to hear a message that was chosen from the thumbnail or from the cards that are in front of you. And I on purpose have not put any objects because I want you really to meditate on these cards and see which one you're being drawn into most. Now, how to do so if you feel like nothing is vibing with you right now, close your eyes and are you being drawn to number 1, numbers, number 2, number 3, or number 4? A lot of you here already are intuitive, so not many people have that issue, but those who do, keep that in mind. Find your own ways, because when you meditate is the best way to get the accurate message or the one that you needed to hear. Because sometimes when we are looking at the objects, I do see that people tend to choose by the beauty or by something else rather than just purely intuition. And I want you to be guided purely by intuition, okay? So that's number 1, that's number 2, number 3, number 4. Listen to one or couple if you feel drawn to, and I'm gonna see you in timestamps. Hello, pile number 1 people. So let's see what we have here for you. Let me adjust the camera. And I have 2 oracle cards for you. I have 2 animal tarot, and I have 3 urban tarot cards. I'm going to show you cards as we speak, and 1 from the steampunk Kipper deck. So the first cards on top, they are talking about your soul vibration, and the first one that we have is the blue flame. And this is saying spontaneous awakening, activation, integration time. So your future self basically is telling you might find yourself in a little bit of a chaotic place at a certain point where you suddenly have this shift in you and you're like, why am I feeling such way? What is going on with me? Why am I seeing all these things? Your future self is telling you that this is the way that you are upgrading your own vibration, and just surrender to that whole thing. It might be chaotic, but spontaneous awakenings tend to be chaotic, okay? So let it all flow through you, because you are upgrading your own vibration here, okay? And then we have yes, just say yes. So whatever the issue or whatever if you are doubting yourself right now, if you can do something, this is saying just say yes. And if I showed you the book from this deck, the whole page says in capitals just say yes, basically, okay? So what is it that you've been doubting about, but your soul was drawing you in to go for it, but you're like, I don't know if I should do this? This thing is probably a good thing to do, okay? Now I've asked the Kipper deck what it is that you should concentrate on right now, and your future self is saying take your time to rest. It's okay to give yourself that time. It's okay to really breathe in, breathe out, make yourself a cup of tea and just watch something without thinking about anything else that's on your mind. So try to be in the moment, your future self is saying. It's okay not to think about all the worries that you have. It's okay not to be in constant stressful state. It's okay not to have things to do sometimes. It's not that you are less valuable. It's not that you are lazy. You just have to allow yourself to do so sometimes. And this is your opportunity. Now I've asked the Urban Tarot, what are the good things coming towards you? So let's take a look at it. We have 7 of Swords, 8 of Cups, and Abundance. So 7 of Swords is saying you're going to find out some kind of information, or something is going to come to light that might have possibly been hidden from you, that is going to shift you to a better direction. So if you didn't, let's say, see a person or a situation if you did see that situation from a positive light, and life shows you, gives you something to show you otherwise, and you had that kind of gut feeling that maybe I'm doubting about it, this is saying it's going to be shown for you. So whatever the hidden agendas people or let's say job had, it's gonna come to light, and it's gonna be one of the best things that will happen for you in the near future, because it's going to shift you somehow to a different mindset or direction that you needed. Okay, and that's when we have 8 of Cups. So after you find out some kind of information, so basically the light will be shined on something for you. You will decide what to do with it next, and it's probably a lot of you will decide to leave something behind. And you know, when I say leave something behind, guys, it doesn't necessarily have to be your job or the person. It will be for many of you, but it can also be the old belief system. Okay, so whatever the information you're finding out, whatever clarity you're gaining, especially on shadiness, it's going to be one of the best things, because it seems like you will clear something out from your life. I don't know why I just paid attention to something in the card that reminded me of music. I don't know, maybe you might find information through music. Maybe music is connected to this. And look, after all of this, what we have celebration. Okay, we have abundance, we have celebration. So this doesn't seem so nice, right? But I'm asking, what is the next good thing that's gonna be happening for you? And your future self is saying, hey, you know that thing that's not gonna be too nice at the beginning is gonna be one of the best things happening to you in the future, because it's going to put you in a different direction, and you will have this fresh breath of air. And it feels like you'll be free. You will feel free. You'll feel like you can celebrate without guilt. I don't know what guilt is here for pile number 1, but that's coming through here. Now, messages from your animal tarot. I'm not going to interpret those, okay? I'll leave it with you. It says, an opportunity arises that needs your attention right away. Moving quickly is important, yet there is nothing you can't handle if you follow your inner guidance. It's the beautiful card, isn't it? And then 4 of Autumn, it says, be cautious about living a life of extremes or seeing things in black and white terms. Consider, for example, whether you are spending too much versus hoarding your wealth. That's very important. Consider, for example, whether you are spending too much versus hoarding your health, or giving too much emotionally versus building walls that keep people out. So this is asking you for balance, okay? It's okay to put that down and pick it up later on. Go for a nap. Again, I keep looking at you needing rest, or you needing to just relax and do nothing for some time. Because some of you are actually going through that spontaneous awakening. Most of you have went through this, but I feel like those who have went through that first awakening, you're going to be upgrading yourself again, and it's going to feel like it again, okay? So that is why maybe you need that rest before you do that. You need to be in a good mindset. But for all others of you, I feel like you're giving me that Capricorn vibe though. You don't have to be. I'm not usually, going by signs, but the way I see you here, someone who's so used to doing something or so used to being busy, and maybe they're not used to resting, or they maybe sometimes don't allow them to rest that much. This is your opportunity. Your higher self is telling you, okay, they're like, it's okay, take this time. So I hope these messages made sense, and I'm gonna catch you next time. Bye for now. Hello, pile number 2 people. So let's see what we have for you here. Ooh, the card on the floor, guys. Give me a second. Okay, so we do have oracle cards from Rebecca, and then we have 2 animal tarot oracle. Well, that's not tarot too. I always call those cards tarot. So used to tarot here. And then we have Science, Hangman, and the Star from the Urban Tarot. Sorry, I'm not taking reversal, so it's that way. And from the Steampunk, we have a gift. So I have specific questions for these. So the first ones are telling me that what it is that you're going through. So the first card we have is Child of the Cosmos, and it says intelligence of the universe lies within you here. And this is a beautiful, wonderful card. This is saying trust your thoughts when it comes to certain subjects. Trust the wisdom you hold, and that wisdom doesn't have to be something that is so, let's say, widely talked about, or it can be maybe you are someone who does see some things from a bit of a different perspective, and maybe you don't trust yourself sometimes. Maybe you're thinking, hey, but maybe if many people didn't say that, maybe it's not actually true. This is your own truth. It's okay. You have your own, especially when it comes to spiritual truths, okay? Your truth doesn't have to be my truth when it comes to spirituality or developing oneself as a person, because we all need differences to us, okay? That's how we come together, have discussions, and learn from one another. This is saying trust the intelligence in you, especially what you hold, that you maybe sometimes you can't prove it by facts, but you just know that this is right for me to do, or this person is actually, good for me, or maybe this person is bad for me. You just feel it in you. This is saying believe that wisdom, because universe is talking through you. So what it is that you want to portray to people, that universe has given you. Now, another card we have is the Initiation. So it seems like some of you are going through difficult times right now. Everything might seem dark, gloomy, uncertain. It's saying it's fine. Let yourself be there for now, okay? Let yourself experience it, go through it, live through it until you're ready to walk that path. It says rite of passage, crossing the threshold, and this is saying that right now you are about to cross it. So you did have probably something happened to you where it was unfair. I keep hearing unfair, and I keep hearing, why am I such a nice person and this happens to me? This is saying, hey, my child, your future self wants to tell you that you are being prepared for a mission. And if we didn't teach you, or if we didn't throw shit at you, you wouldn't have those experiences and that wisdom that you hold within you. So I'm sorry, but we have to. And this won't last for long. You are nearly stepping to that new land. And the horizon over there is really beautiful. So don't be afraid to be in a dark side, this is saying. It's good to look at the bright side and, look at light at all times, but without darkness, you can't really get that difference, okay? You can't really get the experiences that you need to get in order to shine that light for everyone else then. Now, I've asked Kipper deck what it is that you should concentrate on, and we have a gift. And what that tells me, this is saying, allow yourself to receive, and sometimes not give as much as you would like to. And allow yourself to give when you feel like it. Don't pressure yourself to give every single time if you don't feel like it. You, pile number 2, are on very deep spiritual transition right now. And not from that ugly side, the tower side, okay? I don't see it that way here. Here you are very involved, pile number 2 already. And there's another probably situation thrown at you right now that you're like, damn it, here we go again. But this is saying, now remember how much you have given to people, and whenever you need help, it's okay to ask for it. And it's okay to accept that help, because people are really glad to give it to you only if you're willing to take it. They feel the same happiness that you feel when you give something to someone else. Would it be a helping hand? Would it be an actual gift? So let other people feel that happiness when it comes to helping you out. Now, I've asked the Urban Tarot what it is that's good coming towards you, and we have 6 of Swords, the Hanged Man, and the Star. So for me, this 6 of Swords is a bit different from other decks, and whoever has had any health issues, that's going away People are being healed in pile number 2. So it can be the physical health that we're talking about. It can be a broken heart, or it can be emotional issues. So that is saying that you literally overcoming those difficulties when it comes to problems and when it comes to your body. Okay, so that's being healed for you. I really like seeing that snake in this card, because it seems like it has healed the issues you had. Now the Hangman is saying that you by you hanging upside down, you're going to understand that this is one of the best things that happened to you, only because what kind of understanding you gained from that. So for those who might be losing money or not gaining money in the future, or let's say decluttering their home is coming through here quite strongly, this is saying you're going to realize how much you've spent on unnecessary things, and your way of living will become very different. So once you realize how much money maybe that, you know, cup of coffee you buy to work every day, you will be approaching your finances from a different perspective. And it seems like once you do, everything will start going fast, because we have a star there. So with that Hangman state, with that stagnant moment when it comes to your money, when it comes to your let's say everyday life, there's gonna be that stop period that you will really need. Okay, you will really need that realization. It seems like a lot of people will understand what it is that they are seeking for in life. And it's so nice to see here. A lot of you guys, pile number 2, will realize what your life path is, what your mission is, or what is it that you want to achieve. And that achievement doesn't come through to me in pile number 2 from that ego side where, hey, I want to have, you know, that much money. It's coming through more from that soul level. What does my soul want to do? And I keep hearing, I never want to work a day in my life anymore. So a lot of you will be realizing what's your life path. So once you are on the life path, you are doing that. You are doing something that your soul is very happy to be doing. Therefore, you don't have a day of work in your life. So really take that time of contemplation, pile number 2s. That's going to give you great ideas. Really, especially when it comes to finances. It might seem scary here in the Hangman that, you know, there are cards flying and change from his pockets. But I'm not saying that this is happening. I'm saying that the small amount of money that you will lose is going to make a big difference on your mindset on how to navigate your money. Because some of you might even think about different ways to invest your money in. And for some of you, that investment might somehow lead you to living your best life. Okay, so let's take a look at what your cards have to say here. By the way, both of these cards are pentacles, so that's very vibing with this pile. It says really? The planning, resources, and efforts you have invested in your dream, here we go. In your dream will reap great rewards. In the meantime, have patience and meditate on your next steps. Isn't that amazing how that's vibing with it here? Pay attention to number 6 and 7. 8 for some of you. 8 for some of you and 8 of autumn. Okay, because I looked at the gift over there and it's 17. It says here, it's the perfect time to learn all you can by returning to school, taking a seminar or conducting research. So whichever applies to you at this moment. Do your best work and the law of attraction will bring you prosperity and career advancement. Pile number 2 is all about following your dream, okay? So your future self wants you to know to be willing to have that stagnant period in your life and be courageous with your ideas and what it is that you want to do in order to find and discover and manifest and work on your dream. So, wow, best of luck, pile number 2. I hope this message made sense, and I'm going to catch you next time. Bye for now. Hello, pile number 3 people. So let's see what's happening here for you. I have 2 oracle cards that's going to be telling me of what you're feeling right now on the soul level. 2 animal tarot And then 3 Urban Tarot, that's going to be talking about what is the good thing coming towards you. And I actually pulled 4 cards for you guys because I felt like it. The 8 of Wands came out unexpectedly. And then we have partnership, when I've asked Tarot what it is that you should concentrate on right now. So let's start with the Fall into My Arms card, okay? This is saying surrender, holding the opposites, extremes of life. So what I do see here, I mean, come on, this popped out too. And I was like, And then partnership was there. So this pile is all about relationships, any kind. Would it be business partnerships? Would it be romantic? Would it be family relationships? Any. Apply whatever suits your situation, okay? So for me, what I really want to do for pile number 3, I really want to read this card before I go on to interpreting the rest. And you're the only pile that I want to do it for. Wonder why. What is it in that book? So let me find. Okay, here we go. That's it. Fall into my arms. Okay. Page number 66. So for some of you, number 6 or number 3 might be important. And well, partnership is here, number 3 too, right? It says, the Great Mother ushered you in when you took your first breath, and she'll be there when you draw your last. She knows how challenging life can be, that being human can be lonely and confusing, that the polarity and separation can be excruciating when your soul remembers the oneness of Source, but at the same time it can be incredibly glorious and sweet. So often we see things as either good or bad. When things go well, we make it mean that we are being rewarded. And when things are bad, then perhaps we have done something wrong. However, we are all here to expand and grow, and it's through the extremes of life that we do exactly that. And it makes sense because we have the Tower here. You are being invited to welcome the highs and the lows of the human experience, to let them initiate you more fully into life, the agony and the ecstasy, the beauty and the bitterness. This life is but a single breath in the inextinguishable existence of your experience as a soul. The Great Mother wants you to hand over your loneliness, worries, hurt, sorrow, fears, burdens and doubts, to lay them on her altar, to fall fully in her arms, to remember that while these extremes are difficult, they can also be magnificent. The more wildly the pendulum of your life swings, the more truthfully you can say, I have truly lived. Wow. So look, whatever the shit hit the fan, pile number 3s, I mean, use that beautiful quote. I can say I have truly lived. Because how boring life would be if you didn't have those moments. By the way, tarot in the urban, tower, I can't speak. I've done the private before and another before, and now doing this, like my voice is not on the same vibration as it was before. Okay, let's start again. This tower is different, but let's come back on track here because I'm going ahead of myself, literally. And you know what song popped in my mind? Listen to that song maybe, when I said ahead of myself. X Ambassadors, it's actually called Ahead of Myself. So listen to the song or look at the lyrics. You're gonna find something there for sure, pile number 3, okay? Now we have the mirror, and look, it's making sense. It says who or what is triggering you, so it's all about relationships. Now, for some of you guys, you are going to be, that's why we have this tower here, because these cards are talking about what is the next good thing coming towards you. And tower means that whatever the cleansing you'll go through, especially when it comes to partnerships of any sorts, romantic relationship, job, relationships, anything, this is saying that clearance had to be done, and it's gonna be one of the best things, okay? So whatever the clearance it is for you here, for some of you it can be also your own self. So you might be recognizing the triggers in your life and you're like, damn, I know where this is coming through. So let's say If someone said something to you and you got triggered, then you're like, well, what the hell is wrong with them, you know? And you got triggered, and then you start asking yourself questions. Why did I get triggered? Do I see myself in them? If I do, then which part of myself don't I like? If I don't like this part of myself, where is it coming from? And then you go all the way back to the trigger, okay? And that's when you sort it out and you're like, wow, life became so much easier for me. And things will start moving so swiftly for you. So I'm going to give you an overall. It can be a separation from partnership. That's going to be one of the best things, and it's standing one next to another. In order to allow a new partnership to come in here. So for you guys, it's not like, oh, you leave in some kind of a person, or a job can be in some cases behind, right? Something that is look, even 5 of Spring here is telling me that people are like this, you know? That's what we have going on here. Look at those dualities here. The mirror and these two. There is so much going on. And again, 2 people here, 2 people here, 2 people here. It's all about that duality here, okay? So whatever you're leaving behind with that tower here, whatever cleansing that's happening, you're going to get a new person in your life, or if it was a job, a new job in your life that's gonna somehow escalate your life to more of the creative side, if it's making sense. Some of you maybe do want to work or do some kind of work that is visible on the screen, or maybe you do want to be the filmmaker, or you want to be an actor. So that's not many of you guys, but I'm just gonna throw it out there for those who do want to do something like that. Any case, here, something being left behind, right? But then when we're looking at the Kipper deck, I've asked Kipper what it is that you should concentrate on. So new partnerships, look for the new partnerships, because whatever the old situation, it seems like it needs cleansing, or maybe it needs renewal. Okay, so you know what your gut feeling is telling you. If some situation or person was shady, you know you need to go for a new one. If you feel like that can be refreshed or talked about, go for it. Okay, but pay attention to the patterns. If the person or a job wasn't making you happy all over again, so the pattern is happening, okay? This is saying, hey, has to crash down. I'm sorry, mate. Sorry, has to crash down in order to allow this new partnership to come in. And that partnership will be much, much better than the previous one. You might not see it that way right now, but believe me, in the future you will start. So, and again, we have release here. Is this a joke? This whole pile is vibing. Look, it says it's time to release the past and move on to something new. This ending is the first step on the way to happier future. You see? Now we have 5 of Spring. It says occasionally you may experience clashes with others. If you decide the matter is worth your energy, then do what you can to minimize the conflict without sacrificing your goals or beliefs. That's very important for you, pile number 3s, okay? So I hope this made sense, because whatever is happening here, it feels like you've known about it for some time, but maybe you didn't want to do something about it. Don't worry about it. Sometimes, you know, there are 2 ways. If you feel like something is unhealthy for you, or that expiration date is coming to an end now, there is 2 ways basically. One, you can drag it out and keep being unfulfilled about it, and it's just gonna take you longer, but universe will intervene at some point anyway. It's just gonna drag longer, so you might just postpone something in your life, something fresh coming for you, and that's fine. Some people choose to do so. We all have to learn from this, right? So next time you know better. And there's another part of you where you can take charge and say, you know what, I've seen that pattern. This is not fulfilling me anymore. This is done and over with. You know, I feel like I need to, like that food that expires, right? You throw it in the trash because that's done and over with. And I'm not saying you have to throw out people like that harshly, or, you know, quit your jobs in an angry manner. I'm saying that you have to really calmly decide and really see those patterns in life, because when it comes to jobs, Your soul will be telling you every single day how happy your soul is going to that workplace. When it comes to, let's say, romantic relationships, the person will show you how interested they are from the first instance. So if you keep seeking for attention, or if you keep seeking for communication, and you don't get it, you know, sometimes no answer is an answer. Okay? And same goes for family members. You know, if you need to take a break from them, or if you need to really look where those triggers are coming from. Because when it comes to family, those triggers are coming from the past, and you have to dig deep to your childhood, you know, and really like accept some hurtful things sometimes, you know. Little thing maybe your mother said 25 years ago still stuck to you, and you didn't acknowledge it until the time when you actually started digging to the whole situation, and then you went aha moment, damn, didn't know that something like that could influence me. So this is very good. This is for you guys. I really like that vibe here, because there is this power about you where you are like, I'm going through this with such power, such courage, and it's like I'm onto a new adventure. Whatever this new adventure is, partnership or job, it's saying it's going to be much more creative. It's going to allow you to express yourself more than previously. So I hope it made sense, pile number 3, and I'm going to catch you next time. By the way, some of you might have wanted to choose another pile, so go ahead and choose it. Or maybe you just watched another pile before this one. Okay, I'll see you next time. Bye for now. Hello, pile number 4 people. So let's see what we have for you here. I do have oracle cards, and I do have the animal tarot. One second, I'm gonna adjust the screen once I have laid it out. The urban tarot and the Kipper deck. So let me just adjust that for you. Now let's see what we have. So I have asked certain questions here. These two are going to be telling me what you are going through currently on the soul level. Now, I've asked Kipper deck what it is that you should concentrate on right now. And then the Urban Tarot is going to be telling me what's the next good thing coming towards you. And then we have messages from your Animal Tarot here. So, let me tune into your Oracle cards. One of them says, wait, it's not yet time. Things are being woven. And then we have boundaries. Where do you need to establish better boundaries? Sorry guys in advance if I'm just gonna be stumbling, because I've been doing a couple of readings prior to this, and my mouth doesn't seem to catch up with my mind. It's like my mind is so ahead, and then I F up all the words, so sorry about that. But what's happening for you guys here, very strongly, work is something that you should concentrate on right now, or maybe studies, or whatever it is in your case. That's needing attention right now for sure. For some of you, every time I get this card, it's telling me a bit more than that. For some of you might have this, I feel like some of you have been reminiscing or thinking about things and looking back at your life, and you're like, I feel like I want to do this differently though. Differently in the way where maybe, if you look at this lady and it's talking about work occupation, it seems like she is working with herbs, and this is not something that you often see. So something different about your work. So do you need to adjust your perception? Do you need to adjust your path? Do you need to go for this idea that you have? Maybe some of you had it as a hobby for some time, and maybe now you want to make it work as your full-time job, you know? So that's something to pay attention to. Now, wait, it's not yet time. Things are being woven. I'm going to read this card out for you in a minute, but I want to talk about boundaries. This is saying whoever has done it already, this is great. Keep your boundaries with people, especially now. So distance yourself from some people if you feel like you need to. Also, do not give all of yourself. Kind of keep your energetic field intact. Keep it, what's the word I'm looking for? don't let anyone penetrate your calm, energetic field. Because right now, chaos is not something that you need. So keep yourself grounded as much as you can. If you can spend some more time outside, that would be great for pile number 4. You really need grounding right now, it seems like. And a simple thing like walking outside would be amazing. Maybe hug a tree, you know, we laugh about it, but actually we laugh about it between my friends. You know, we have this saying, oh, a tree hugger. I think everyone has it, don't they? But really, when you do that, it reminded me of one scenario when the Raven Tarot went with me back home to my hometown, and we went mushroom picking, and my mom and dad went with us together, and I was walking in the forest picking mushrooms and, you know, grounded at AF. And then my mom and Joey wasn't talking to me anymore. Joey, hence Raven Tarot. And I turned around and I see them both hugging trees. This was the best. This was the best. I was like, I feel it. I feel it. Get it all from the forest, all the energy you need. So some of you feels like you need that too. Maybe walking barefoot outside, you know, if it's not too cold where you're at. But grounding is the big thing here. And again, we have 34. That's pile number 4. We have 4 over here. Do we have any 4s here? No, but we have 2 8s, you know. So what's that telling me here? I feel like for you, in general, 2020 will have a big impact on your work, but that impact will be a good impact. It seems like you will finally decide what it is that you're aiming for, literally. What is it that you are aiming for? And that's gonna come through with what life is gonna do. I've asked Urban Tarot, what is the good thing coming towards you? This is saying there's gonna be some kind of failure in your life that was pre-arranged already in order for you to have a more grounded life. And that failure for some of you can be to do with partnership. For some others of you, it can be to do with communication or work, okay? So whatever will fail for you in the future is going to be one of those good things that will shift you to a better direction, because you'll start seeing things from the clearer perspective for your own self. And it seems like whatever doesn't belong in your life here anymore, it was causing a little bit more chaos in your energetic field. Again, I keep seeing that. So you're getting rid of drama here. Work drama, relationship drama. Drama is gone, because 4 of Swords is very grounded card. Someone who is taking a chill pill, basically. And again, pile number 4, so many 4s here. You really need to concentrate on that groundingness, and it can be a simple thing, but you don't know how much it's gonna impact your life. Even the tasks that you will be taking over, or the tasks that you will complete, will come out differently because you'll be grounded. So all the work will be quality work, rather than maybe, you know, I'm gonna do this and that and maybe answer that phone call, and then maybe I'm gonna try to sort out my relationship, but then my job intervenes, you know, things like that. So what you need to do right now, ground yourself and really take that time. Don't take any action right now. This is saying the only action you have to take is to distance yourself and really keep boundaries with those that you feel like you should. Not with everyone. Don't put walls up. You don't need that here. Okay? Because you need communication and you need those really good people. And I keep seeing 2 or 3 people around you who are genuine, honest, and you can open yourself up to them without putting barriers up. Okay? So let's read the weight card, the one that I wanted to read about. 118. So your future self keeps telling you, ground yourself, ground yourself. Concentrate on work for now, but don't push yourself to think about work only, because it seems like when you'll start thinking about that occupation of some sorts, you might come up with some ideas. But that has, you know, that thinking about a job or doing something job-wise has to come with that energy of being still too. So not running everywhere and trying to do everything, because that work occupation card is very green. Again, you know, nature is coming through here. So let's read about this. It says, in our fast, loud, reactive, comparative world where an instant response is so often expected and at times even a currency, it can feel almost impossible to take a breath, let alone give ourselves the space to rest. Here we go. Wait and reset. We are so often in overdrive, expecting instantaneous results over and over again. And when guidance doesn't come at these extreme speeds, it can feel as though something's gone wrong. But often not receiving guidance is guidance in itself. When you ask for guidance and don't receive it, it can often mean wait, it's not yet time. The details are being woven. Our challenge is to keep trusting when on the surface it appears that nothing is happening. To remember that no matter how long or bitter the winter, spring does always come. To remember that you don't need to solve all the world's problems in a single day, and that perhaps they will be better solved with some perspective and a good night's sleep. You see? This card is your permission to slip, to slow down, switch off and rest. You are being reminded to have patience and to trust the mystery of life, to trust that things are being woven on your behalf. It may not be happening to the timeline you'd like, but if you gather up patience, it will be orchestrated better than you can ever imagine. And that's great. Now, one more thing that I wanted to say. What other good thing is coming towards you guys? Some of you are, should be expecting a very nice connection. So it can be the romantic connection, okay, that you do both see the vision, you do have the same values in life, and you look at the same vision, because these two people are literally look like they are clones of one another, right? So there is that mirroring factor here, and it seems like those both people do something in life that is very somehow similar but a bit different to what the other one does, and they don't even need to speak in order to get each other, okay? And don't get me wrong, if the communication is not there, I'm not talking about that kind of love here, okay? This love is very pure. This love is very subtle. This love is something that is going to warm your heart up once you will start experiencing it, okay? Also pay attention to that lotus over there. It's going to mean something for you if you would like to look up the meaning, the spiritual meaning of lotus. Now let's see the messages from your Animal Tarot. It says, you've been presented with many wonderful opportunities all at once. You see, you are so busy. You're probably so used to busy lifestyle that you can't take a chill pill sometimes. And I get you, pile number 4. While this may feel very stressful, remember to be grateful for the blessings that heaven sends you. One thing that I would like to say, every time that I see a bee, okay, it's been the past year. At first I couldn't understand it. It was middle of winter. That bee would just fly next to me or pass by me, and I'm like, what is going on, mate? So what started happening, every time I saw a bee, I would get money coming in. Okay, so maybe pay attention to bees in your own life. It can mean opportunities, or it can mean abundance coming in your life, okay? Now, one more thing here, we have 8 of summer. Number 8 obviously is important for some of you. Number 4 and number 7. It says, you feel that there is more to life than what you are living, so it's time to move on. You may be moving from a situation that isn't good for you, or perhaps you are being drawn to what would make you happy. Either way, you are in control. So this is saying whatever you decide to do in the future, you have all the power that you want to create a life that you are visualizing. So remember, guys, when it comes to manifestation has to meet the action in order for it to happen. So if I was thinking that I wanted to be the next Bill Gates by, let's say, 2030, right? I can think about it for those next 10 years. But if I only think about it, it's not going to happen. So because you need to really what's the word I'm looking for? Charge up that manifestation by you going on that track already, by doing something about it. Okay, do not get lost in your thoughts, because I do see people doing so. You know, people are doing spells, or people are doing, you know, working with a law of attraction, which is like, you know, it's good to do things that you feel drawn to, but if you keep doing that all over again and don't do anything regarding that path that you want to take, or that dream that you want to actually happen, you know, in your life, it's going to be really, really difficult to get there, because you won't be on the same vibration like your dream is. Therefore, you're going to literally miss each other. Okay, so I hope it made sense, pile number 4, and I'm gonna catch you next time. Bye for now.